Go make 2 copies. They need a copy of it, if you don't mind. I forgot to make y'all a copy. He's making it.
Which story?
I forgot to make you each a copy.
I'm fine.
He went to make it.
Maybe she's been wanting to.
I don't need a notebook. Well, yeah, I do. I gotta put it in there. All right, we'll have to bring the jury in and I'll read them this supplemental instruction to answer the question. And I have to staple the actual handwritten question to the back of the. All right, we can bring the jury in.
Everyone stand, please. Maybe seated, thank you.
Okay, supplemental instruction number 1. Members of the jury, each instruction to you or response by the court to any request from the jury is required to be reduced to writing. You are not to place undue emphasis on this response. This instruction should carefully be considered along with all previous instructions in light of and in harmony with the others. Question 1, quote, is it correct if we only use and sign 1 sheet per count? Question mark, end quote. Signed for person 2/13/2000.
And so he is going to send us an email. So we're going to know, we're going to tell you what the decision is. And then
End quote. Signed for person. End quote. Signed for person.
here are the reading of the verdict. We're going to get a real-time report from our field producer, Don Cowley, who is sitting in the gallery. And so he is going to send us an email. So we're going to know, we're going to tell you what the decision is, and then you're going to hear the judge read all the verdict
I'm not sure what just happened here. You guys?
They're saying that they showed the jury again.
Yep.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yep,
Yep.
I'm digging.
What
Kimber
in
said
the
they
world?
showed the first few when they came in.
Oh my God. What in the heck? I thought it was me. I was
Yep.
like, what in the world?
Nope, they've cut
Oh my
everybody's
goodness.
feed. I
Mm.
can't find anybody.
Yeah, so I thought it was me, and I'm switching through everywhere like, okay, maybe I did this, and it wasn't. So I went back to
Mm-mm.
you guys' links that you had sent me earlier, and
Oh.
then it didn't work.
Wisdom said a WJHL news person was taken into custody for taking pictures of jury.
Oh my. Wow. What in the heck is wrong with these people?
Well, it's morons like this that are going to cause us to never be able to watch another trial.
Right,
Exactly.
exactly. Yep.
That
They're
really
gonna ruin it.
infuriates me.
Me
Yeah.
too. Mm,
Okay. Let me know if you need me.
Dino,
He said Grizzly has details.
Dino's a local. I remember Dino. Hi, honey. All feeds are down.
all right. My goodness. They just came back too. It's like, dang.
Oh, so
Not that she has
frustrating,
anything to
dude.
worry about. I mean, she's sitting there with a life sentence anyway, but still, the
Right.
rest of us would like to get some justice for Evelyn.
Right. Welcome, Dino.
Yep, they've all took their feeds down too.
For heaven's sakes, this is like, psych, we're on. Nope, psych, try again.
Yeah, Wisdom said Judge said no cameras. They're not going to bring it back.
Beautiful.
The
Perfect.
judge said no more cameras. Great.
Oh well, Crime Curious just popped on my side, and she said that she's currently working with the COFOIC, Colorado Freedom of Information Coalition, because they're trying to keep YouTubers out of the trials
Well, it
from
doesn't
one
seem like
damn
anything's
bad apple. Mm-mm-mm.
Great.
Yep,
Oh,
they're all
hey,
gone.
Dino. Thank you for joining us. My goodness, I don't know why they do that crap.
Becky.
But I do like that the judge is just taking them in, like, take them to jail. That's the stuff that needs done. They start that crap, lock them up. Maybe it'll stop, you know?
Dino
Court
said Queen
TV
TV
cameraman
cameraman got 10
10
days in jail.
Oh my God, wow.
Dang. Huh. Peggy said, once again, good thing I don't have close neighbors. I'm yelling naughty words at my phone. Right, Crime Curious, I agree.
Yep. Thank you for being here, Crime Curious. Mm-mm-mm. Well, Megan's mom was arrested.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, I wonder what she did.
There's no telling she's in and out of jail.
that's true.
I mean,
Our baby mom arrested. Joe
Tell
Girl
girl
said I
so
give up, I'm going to bed.
she had warrants, Wisdom says.
That's what I was going to say. She probably had warrants.
Dang. Wow. Mm-mm. Well,
Oh,
my
wow,
goodness,
Dino.
this is crazy.
Oh, Molly, they showed the jury again, so there's no
Yep.
cameras now.
They even the news have now put their video private. I don't even know if they'll air the rest of this. You think?
I don't.
Surely they will.
I don't think they will.
No, he probably pulled it.
For the day. Well, I mean, I can't blame him. Look what all's happened just this little bit. She can't even get sentenced right, you know? Well, what do you guys suggest I do? End it or try to find something else to play in hopes that they come back? Or
Tomboy, we don't know because all the feeds are down because the damn cameraman showed the jury again for the second time. He's doing 10 days in jail now.
I just sent you the article for the WJHL reporter that was arrested.
okay, let's see.
And that really sucks because they are beast of uncovering these kids.
Night, dough girl.
All right, let's see if I can pull that up. There we go.
The court's permission for what? And the beat goes on.
All right. The Tennessee News photographer taken into custody at Megan Boswell's sentencing hearing. I hope you guys will be able to hear this if it even plays.
Hello, Truth and Justice.
It looks like it's struggling a bit. Oh, it says we'll be right back. It says a local news photographer was taken into custody during a sentencing hearing for Megan Boswell on Thursday morning in East Tennessee. According to other news outlets at the hearing, a photographer with WJHL was taken into custody and had their camera confiscated for allegedly showing the jury during a live feed. No other details have been released in this incident. The sentencing hearing resumed after the incident. According to Tennessee courts, the media coverage of jurors during the judicial proceedings is also prohibited, also regarding compliance per their courts. Media personnel who fail to comply with this rule shall be subject to an appropriate sanction as determined by the presiding judge. Wow. Boswell was found guilty of murder in the death of her 1-year-old child. She was accused of killing her daughter, Evelyn Boswell, in December 20th, 2019. She was reported missing in February 2020 and found dead the following month. Oh. Mm. Oh, I don't want to hear about no snow queen here. Goodness. Goodness. Well, guys, I don't know. I was really hoping they would air it, but I don't know if he's going to air the rest of this. I don't know that I would, honestly.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think they will. I think he'll just pull it and then we'll just probably end up with whatever they said, with or without parole. That's sad because mom's right. They're ruining it for everyone else. They really are.
Yep.
Well, that was fun, huh?
Yep.
Shoot. Dang, I hate to leave in hopes that they'll come back, but after that, I don't know that he will come back. This is what, the third try now?
Yeah, I think so. Second or third.
What do you think, Mom? Do you think they'll come back or you think it's just a done deal? I bet she's multitasking.
Okay. But this
You sound
has
like a
got
robot.
the jury instructions on it, I guess. Damn it.
You don't think they'll come back either, Kimber? All right, guys. Well,
Is that better?
yeah, now it's better.
Can you
What were you
hear me
saying?
now?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mom. What were you saying?
Okay, I put in back chat, even though we can't see it. It's got how the judge what he instructed them, even though we couldn't hear it or see it because people are ass hats.
Yeah.
It's almost at the bottom of the article.
Okay. Right. All right. Go back and make sure I'm not muted here. Okay. That was not it. It says guilty on all charges. The jury found Boswell guilty on all 3 first-degree murder charges. She faced the death of her charges. And she faced in the death of her daughter Evelyn. She was also found guilty on all her other charges, including aggravated child abuse and aggravated child neglect. The verdict was delivered to a packed courtroom. Boswell herself began crying around the time the jury foreperson said she was found guilty on her second-degree murder charge. Boswell faced 19 charges in Evelyn's death. I think we all know what those were. She had initially faced 12 counts of false report, but the state dismissed one of the counts at the start of the trial. The jury began deliberating on Wednesday afternoon. After closing arguments wrapped up, the jury spent about 4.5 hours deliberating between Wednesday afternoon to Thursday morning. Judge Jim Goodwin sent the jury back for a brief recess before they immediately moved into a sentencing trial. Based on her first-degree murder convictions, the jury will determine if Boswell will face life in prison without the possibility of parole or life in prison. Sentencing trial begins. When the sentencing trial begins, Boswell's attorney, Gene Scott, told the jury that while he did not like the verdict, he respected it. Scott told the jury that Boswell had been in jail since she was 18 years old. Scott said if she was given life in prison, she would potentially be released from jail when she is in her 60s. Should they sentence her to life in prison without the possibility of parole, Boswell will never be released from prison. Scott said witnesses in the sentencing trial would shine a light on Boswell's home life before Evelyn's death would inform their decision. The first witness called was Angela Boswell, Megan Boswell's mother. Angela was at one time sought by police during the search for Evelyn because her daughter claimed she had taken the child. Angela was visibly emotional on the stand and told Scott she was a teenager when she gave birth to Boswell's brother. She told Scott and Boswell frequently witnessed her parents' drug use, primarily opioids, while growing up. Angela said behavior also led to frequent fights of her and Tommy Boswell and Megan Boswell's father's arrest. According to Angela, her daughter was primarily raised by her grandparents. She also claimed much responsibility for Boswell's troubled upbringing and recalled taking her daughter to AA meetings. Angela became upset. She knew Boswell did not have a good role model in her as a mother. Boswell could also be seen crying at the defense table. Prosecutors had no questions for Angela. Foster mother testifies. We know what she said, the lice and all that. Yeah. Boswell's grandmother testifies. The defense then called Boswell's grandmother, Mary Boswell, to the stand. By her family, she is typically referred to as "Oh Mommy." Mary said she has known Boswell her entire life and kept her often. She said she did not know any of the particulars about any difficulties Boswell faced from her parents, but Boswell frequently stayed at their home. Mary asked the jury for leniency and said she loved Boswell like her own. The state also had no questions for Mary. Boswell chooses not to testify again. As she did on Wednesday, Boswell informed the court that she did not want to testify. Scott asked her to repeat that she did not want to testify, and she did. After Boswell chose not to testify, the defense rested. Closing arguments made in the Megan Boswell sentencing trial. Assistant District Attorney Amber gave the state's closing arguments, but the sentencing trial. She said the state's submission of Evelyn's birth certificate proved the aggravating factors. Boswell and Evelyn's ages. Mason Gull told the jury that while the defense did show Boswell came from a hard life, lots of people have difficult childhoods and have children young and do not kill their children. Massengill said that the state's opinion that Boswell deserves life in prison without parole. According to Massengill, all the state had to prove was that Evelyn was younger than 12 and Boswell was at least 18 in order for the jury to sentence her to life without parole. Defense's closing arguments. Defense attorney Tim Horn asked the jury to end the entire Megan Boswell trial on the right note by showing her grace and love. Is it back up? Is 10 News back up? Go girl. Is that what you're saying? Horn told the jury that he and Scott have never had hardship and their parents have loved them their whole lives. He argued that Boswell did not know that love was up. Okay. He argued that Boswell did not know that love and the jury had a chance to show her that they did not think she was irreprimandable. He asked the jury to let Boswell have a chance by living life with the possibility of parole. Deputy District Attorney William Harper said they agreed with Horn. The trial should end on the right note. However, he asked the jury to show Boswell the same compassion that she showed Evelyn. He again asked the jury to return a verdict sentencing Boswell to life without the possibility of parole. Goodwin instructs the jury. Judge Jim Goodwin charged the jury with reaching a verdict as to Boswell's sentencing. Tennessee law states that anyone convicted of first-degree murder must serve life in prison or life in prison without the possibility of parole. If Boswell were sentenced to life in prison, she would be required to serve 51 years. If she were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, Boswell would never leave prison. The defense filed 11 factors for the jury to consider when rendering the sentences to the verdict. The defense asked the jury to consider Boswell's age, upbringing, and difficult upbringing in making the decision. The jury was sent to deliberate on Boswell's sentencing, and the court entered recess until jurors reached a verdict. The jury reached a verdict and revealed it to the court shortly after 2:20 p.m. On all three of Boswell's first-degree murder convictions, the jury decided on a sentence of life in prison with the possibility of parole. The verdict means Boswell will serve 51 years before she is eligible for parole. The jurors were thanked for their service and released from court. Sentencing for Boswell on her charges will be decided at a hearing on May 22nd at 1:30 p.m. At that hearing, the court will discuss the merging of some charges and the way in which her sentence was carried out. Horn asked to be released as co-counsel from the case, which Goodwin granted. Boswell's trial saw more than 30 witnesses called to the stand and state by none of Boswell's defense. So she ended up, she got, ooh, that makes me mad.
It's in back chat. It's in back chat.
Okay. Oh my goodness. So she actually just got life with the possibility of parole then, right?
Bullshit.
Yeah, but that's what she got though, right? That's how I read that.
Yeah.
Did I read it wrong?
Yeah. No, you read it right.
Oh my God.
You read it right.
Mm-mm. Did we already watch this? Do you know?
No, we
Yeah,
didn't
did.
watch it.
Oh, we didn't?
This was
We didn't
just
watch it?
uploaded 8 minutes ago.
Okay. Let me go back to this. And I thought maybe we did. All right. Oh, stop it, stop it. Okay. Here. Let me pull this up so you guys can see it. Oh my goodness, I just cannot. I cannot believe that. That's mm,
That may mean the jury is likely coming into the courtroom. We are waiting on a verdict. This is kind of the moment that the Tri-City has been waiting on for some time now, is the verdict announcement in the Megan Boswell murder trial. Of course, the jury had not been brought in. Now Megan is in the courtroom. Now the jury would come in at this point in time. So,
and I just want to let people know, if they're just joining us, Preston, here's how this is working. The judge has asked that we do not have live stream audio of the jury reading the verdicts, because he wants to make sure that he protects their identities, and he does not want their voice heard of the jury foreman. So what we have done is I have Liam Bridgman on the phone right now. He's in the media room.
he's in a separate room. He's not in the courtroom.
He is not in the courtroom. He's not allowed to have a phone in the courtroom. He is in a media room where he is listening to the verdict being read aloud. That is what is supposed to happen. The judge is supposed to allow us to unmute our camera so that we can hear. So
as it is announced in court, and then what the judge will then, once for media purposes, is going to announce it, but we're going to relay it through Liam, and then
we
we'll
do
go
have
through
permission.
one by one.
Yes, one by one. So we do have permission, though, to show Megan Boswell, so that if you watch the live stream, you'll be able to see her reactions. You can listen to us and watch the live stream
You're
of
going to
her,
see her, and,
so that
and
you can
basically
see
what the camera
how
is
she
changing
reacts.
to here. That is kind of how, now she'll stand when it comes time to read the verdict, but that it will be the shot that we will have is of Megan Boswell. Of course, the first one is first-degree murder, and then the two felony murder charges.
One for aggravated child abuse, felony murder, aggravated child neglect, felony murder. So 2 felony murder charges, but for different things.
Different circumstances surrounding that, of how you can find that. Then there's the aggravated child abuse and child neglect charges, which can in their own carry very lengthy sentences.
Absolutely.
Just if that were the only thing we were dealing with here, those can, if a conviction there, can lead to long-term sentences under state law there. And then, of course, tampering with evidence and false report are not quite as lengthy times in jail for those. But the top of that docket, or the top of the indictment, is definitely the ones that a lot of folks are curious about.
All right. You keep talking, Preston. I'm going to check in with Liam and just see if he can give us any idea.
So this is
all right. Maybe a few more minutes, according to defense attorney Gene Scott.
Okay, so we are waiting to see, once they come in, the jury, they'll ask them to publish the verdict, and oftentimes they'll take the verdict over to the judge. He will look at it, send it back over, and the foreman then will publish their findings. And then after it's over, they will poll the jury. If they see them doing that, they'll go through and ask them, is juror number 1, number 2, is this your finding? So we can see that happen. But that's typically after they get through all of those 2019 and counting indictments there. So,
and we're going to pop that up on the bottom of your screen. You're going to be able to see
to follow along where we are,
charge.
and you'll know what the verdict is and what it is as we're going through this. We have it built in so that you can see what that decision was as we go through it. So you're not having to try to keep track at home where we are, but as we will announce those as they are announced in court. So,
all right, the jury or the courtroom is standing, so that means the jury is being brought in.
Definitely some tense moments in that courtroom. A lot of folks in the community wants to know what happens with Evelyn Boswell and Megan Boswell's murder trial. So the verdict is in. If you have just joined us right now, we are waiting on this to be announced, and then as that comes, we will relay that to you of what is decided. So once the jury is in, they'll ask them if they have reached a verdict. We were just talking in the newsroom a moment ago. The jury had not asked any questions. A lot of times we see in a case like this, they'll come back and ask the judge a legal question or this or that. We hadn't heard from them. They were roughly 5 hours, and we never heard from them. They did 3 hours yesterday and not quite 2 this morning.
Yeah, and that is typical, where a juror would come in and ask a question. Wait, I need to clarify this. But honestly, the judge has been so thorough in this case that I feel like his little booklet was not so little.
It was 81 pages.
He outlined exactly how this needs to be handled and how they need to discuss this and the burden of proof that needs to be met and all that. Here it goes.
All right, so we are zooming in now. We are waiting. So this is, again, we won't be able to hear the sound from the courtroom. Our camera there is muted.
Sorry, guys, I'm trying. It keeps saying that it's blocking the screen. I don't know if it's not letting me play it or what's going on, but it's saying it's blocking my screen. I don't know why it's doing that. I really don't. I've never had that problem, but I'm going to keep trying here. Sorry, guys. I apologize. I'm trying. Yeah, it's not going to let me play it. I don't know what in the world is going on, but it will not let me play that.
Let me
I don't
try
know. It's not
mine.
gonna let me play it. I don't know what. Now I'm echoing. My goodness. I wonder why I can't play it. Mm. Oh, maybe.
Is that courtroom there? We'll continue to watch and
Guys,
listen back
can you
in
hear
as
it
well.
now?
Can y'all hear it?
Ms. Boswell, in count
I
one,
can.
the jury of your peers having set your punishment, you'll be sentenced to life imprisonment. In count two, you'll be sentenced to life imprisonment. Count three, you'll be sentenced to life imprisonment. We'll have to set this for sentencing hearing where we'll deal with merger, other issues, as well as sentencing in counts 4 through 20. Did she waive the 45 days, Mr. Scott?
She does.
Sentencing in this case for May the 8th.
Judge, that is not good for me. I have a murder trial at Carter County the very next month. It's not good.
May the 16th.
I expect the Carter County murder trial. We've got 2 weeks blocked off.
May the 23rd.
Yes, sir, I'll be here.
Sentencing will be held May 23rd. Pre-sentence report needs to be filed no later than April the 15th.
Judge, you have May the 22nd. Instead of 23rd.
I do.
We'll use that instead.
We can.
Thank you.
That good with the state?
Yes, Judge.
All right, May 22nd. We'll say at 1:30.
Yes.
At 1:30 p.m. Report by the later than April the 15th. All right. Anything else we need to take up?
Nothing else to say.
Mr. Horn?
Yes, Judge. I think at this point, going forward, Mr. Scott was primary counsel in this case. I would make an oral motion to be relieved as co-counsel on behalf of Megan Boswell
All right.
going forward.
You'll be relieved. You were appearing as co-counsel pro bono.
Yes, Your Honor.
The court thanks you for your service.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
All right. Court will be recessed till Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. for the next trial.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, there we see the feed stopping there out of the criminal courtroom there. 3 counts of life, 3 life sentences, basically what the jury is recommending on those first 3 charges for the first-degree murder, felony murder, and second felony murder charge there. That would be life, we would understand, with the possibility of parole.
Yes, he has to serve a full 51 years before she'd be eligible for parole. If you count the 5 years, which we will count the 5 years she has already served, so she would be 69 years of age before she would be eligible to get out of jail. Now, that is the recommendation from the jury. The official sentencing will happen May 22nd at 1:30.
And that has to come from the judge. Then we also have to count the counts 4 through 20, the other charges that she was convicted of this morning as well. There will be sentencing that will come with those, and
along with fines,
and all of that will come together on that the May 22nd date there. So, but that is the recommendation from the jury, is the life in prison is what they've recommended for Megan Boswell.
So she will be eligible for parole, is what we're learning. We will have much more coverage on the Megan Boswell verdict and the sentencing coming up on News 5, and of course online and on all our outlets.
All of our digital platforms as well. You have all of our coverage as well throughout this trial. But Megan Boswell found guilty on all 19 charges, and today he's sentenced with 3 life sentences. They're recommended, I should say, by the jury. We'll return you back to regular programming and have complete coverage of this beginning here today at 5 on News 5 and, of course, online as well.
This is a new.
Well, all right then.
Bam diggity.
Yeah.
Teamwork, Doodle.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mom. I think I know what it is. I think I have like some kind of blocker, like a screen blocker. I've got to figure that out. Because it keeps blocking my screen when I try to pull that up. But I'll figure it out. So she got life with the possibility of parole on 2 charges? 3?
That's what
But it
the
doesn't matter
jury
either way.
has
I mean, yeah.
suggested. So as long as the judge agrees with the jury, that will be the sentencing.
Ugh. Well, I
Right,
guess
wisdom? Yeah.
Goodness.
Jury suggests the sentencing, but the judge has to actually do it. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, okay, guys. I guess we'll end it. Not have anything else today to sit and wait on. But thank you all for joining us. You guys, Mama Bear, do you guys have anything you want to add?
Just thank you, Doodle, for being here all week with us and taking time
You're welcome.
to stream this trial. I know it's heavy, and I appreciate you more than you know for doing
Oh,
this.
You're welcome. Listen, Evelyn, I followed her from one. Those little blue eyes stole my heart from day one, so I just had to see it through. But Evelyn did get justice. Maybe not what we call justice, but it's justice for her. It is. But all right, guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us today. If you will, hit the like and share. And I guess we'll maybe see you after a while if Dago feels better or if Mom goes live or Mama Bear. But all right, guys, thank you. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Does anyone understand? Does anyone lend a hand? When the silence starts to bite, will you join me in this fight? Can you see them in your dreams? Can you hear their desperate screams? A heartbeat lost in the night. Oh, will you help me be their voice? In the darkness, let's rejoice. 'Cause together